American people, understandably, after the events of this week, recognize that the Congress is at a fork in the road and are asking the question, what direction will we choose? On this first day, I do not pretend to answer that question on behalf of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, but we do extend our hand of partnership to you and want to make clear that we extend and intend to try to find common ground whenever and wherever possible on behalf of the American people. Not as Democrats, not as Republicans, not as independents, but as Americans. But I also want to make clear that we will never compromise our principles. House Democrats will always put American values over autocracy, benevolence over bigotry, the Constitution over the cult, democracy over demagogues, economic opportunity over extremism, freedom over fascism, governing over gaslighting, hopefulness over hatred, inclusion over isolation, justice over judicial overreach, knowledge over kangaroo courts, liberty over limitation, maturity over Mar-a-Lago, normalcy over negativity, opportunity over obstruction, people over politics, quality of life issues over QAnon, reason over racism, substance over slander, triumph over tyranny, understanding over ugliness, voting rights over voter suppression, working families over the well-connected, xenial over xenophobia, yes we can over you can't do it, and zealous representation over zero-sum confrontation. We will always do the right thing by the American people. So let us not grow weary of doing good, for the American people will reap the benefit of the harvest if we do not give up. God bless you, God bless the House, and God bless the United States of America.
Okay, so now that Kevin McCarthy is our new speaker, which he's dead in the water because he has given all of his power away. Now they're going after Social Security. So I want to throw some cards on how well that's going to go. I also want to see how well he fares with running and governing his caucus, if he is a disaster waiting to happen, or yeah, let's deep dive into what is really going to happen with that, and some other people like Jack Smith, see how far he is in his investigation. I love tapping into like the FBI and all of their little or big cases against like Donald Trump and stuff like that. Sometimes I can really get the energy and how close. I heard a rumor that within 3 or 4 weeks that Trump could be indicted. But you know what? We've been wishing for this for a very, very long time. And I want to see what the cards have to say about that. So hang in there. All right, so let's do Social Security first. I know I'm really curious about how far he's going to get into that. I mean, you know, taking away Social Security and all that to balance the budget. Good Lord. It's not, it's like they're literally pushing out anybody and everybody. Do they want everybody homeless? What is their goal with this? Right? What? what is it? You know, that's just the weirdest part for me is how they think that everybody's going to function, especially the elderly that who are on Social Security, or even the ones that are handicapped that are on Social Security, or children that their parents have died and they're being supported through Social Security until they're 18. I mean, where do they think they're going to go with that? So let's see what's going to happen with the Social Security issue. Constant effort makes sense. Constant effort. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, which gives me hope because they keep on offering it, but they're not. It's not being taken up. King of Wands. Ambition. Wants it all. Wants it all. But this is in a position of who they are. So as I am reading this, I have High Priestess, the World, the King, the Queen of Cups, the Visionary. These are the things that they are thinking of. These are the things they want. And then they want it all. Their greed that comes up. And then, but the Tower hits. They couldn't govern, even if that was a legit thing that they really, really want. It feels like they can't even govern them way into a success of that. Yeah, doing the groundwork for something. The Ace of Cups. The beginnings, the emotional, healthy creativeness. Yeah, the outcome, complete outcome is the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords is the misfortune, the pain, the lowest point, the defeat of all of their antics and what they think. And well, that was weird. Anyways, all of that. So it doesn't look like they get too far. The reason why is because they can't govern. They wouldn't be able to govern themselves out of a gunny sack right about now. They can't get it together. It doesn't look like they have the support of that at all. Even in their own caucus is the loss, the grief, the pain, the misfortune of not being able to do that. So even though they keep on pushing for it, I don't think they get too far. I think they get far enough because the Ten of Swords shows up that it does cause discomfort, pain, and worry and all of that in the country, like they're good at, right? They've been abusing this country for a very long time for their own gain and their own purpose and their own selfish needs. And, all the American is and all the people that are here are literally a pawn in their own selfish needs. That's what it is to them. And that's how they play the game. And that's how they have been for a very long time. And that's kind of how it feels today in that. So rest assured that they have to they go into the battle with major pushback. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think they get too far in that, especially right now. All right, so now let's look and see how much power Kevin McCarthy gave away, or if he has it. Let's see what the cards say about his position, how weak or strong or whatever he thinks it is. Let's see. I mean, concessions are something, but the Republicans take it to such an unhealthy, disastrous part of how it's supposed to be governed. I mean, concessions to them was just severe manipulation. That's how they saw it. So unhealthy. So unhealthy. But let's see. Let's see what Kevin McCarthy's power and his position looks like. I wonder. Yeah, oh well. Let's see what's going on with that. First up, happy is happy. Oh my gosh, you know, they're happy. They're happy that they got the position, they're in the majority, and they're Kevin McCarthy finally, there's a speaker. I mean, they're happy right now. But let's see what happens. Oh. He's been given the power. This is weird. At first, I thought he's been given the power, but he's been giving it away. But this right here says the disconnect and the apathy. Is he going to betray his concessions? He's going to betray his concessions. Matt Gaetz is correct. He is not going to hold out. He's not going to hold up to a lot of the concessions that he made. He's like, yeah, I told you that, but you know, I changed my mind. Oh, there's going to be more fighting. AOC describes it really well. Look at that. See? Deceitful spy, deceitful. His base, his inner core, as in the Celtic cross, the base, the bottom one, is what he works out of. What he works out of from inside. He's a deceitful spy. AOC says it best, where people who have been there for longevity are usually the ones who run the committees. And if somebody has created a concession or a bargaining chip for that person to jump ranks to run a committee, when somebody who has been longevity has been waiting to be a seniority ranking member and doesn't get a committee chair after they've been waiting all this time, it's going to cause problems and infighting a lot. So we got that to look forward to, because, you know, there's no honor in there. And he like, yeah, I'll give that to you, but when it comes down to it, sudden change. He's not going to honor a lot of his concessions. Oh, he's going to be, yeah, the burden and the responsibility coming into it. Well, that makes sense of that card showing up. Yeah, he's moving away. He is going to be a perfect Republican, promise a lot of things, not honor a damn thing, and then he has his own agenda. He's going to move away from his caucus. Oh, that's weird. The 10 of Pentacles because of money. Property bought and sold. 10 of Pentacles. Property bought and sold. Selling more deals for the highest bidder. You pay me more money, I'll go your way. Yeah. That feels more like it. Oh. His obsession, his craziness, his dysfunction on the inside, his lack of integrity shows up. Charity. Charity, I'll give you this. You give me that. I give you this. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which is conflict. Courage, bravery, and all that, but which is conflict. Running into the battlefield. He's going to Have you ever watched somebody, I say this a few times, an unregulated adult? You know, most of the Republicans are unregulated adults. They don't have any core energy to really, really manage their feelings or thoughts. As you can see, when they were doing the votes, Matt Gaetz almost got his butt beat, you know. If they can't manage their emotions, they are on the lower spectrum of maturity. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm evidence says proves it. And so McCarthy is also on that. He has no idea how to regulate the people that are around him. He is also an unregulated adult. So he cannot govern the right way because he is not governed inside. Does that make any sense? I hope I'm making any sense on that. His wishes fulfilled. He just wanted to be speaker. He didn't care how he got there. He really didn't. He didn't care if he was gonna, like, here, take my soul. I just want the gavel. This has been my goal. This has been my dream. This is all I want. Y'all do what you want. I got what I wanted. Right? He could care less. Past returning. Ooh, the past is going to return for us. That's not good. But his power does get shut down. Rested. Doesn't have as much as he thought. But he's also not going to honor. He's going to cause so much chaos. Whew. All right, so one of my favorite things to do is also check in on the caucus. I mean, not the caucus. Check in on the base, right? The Republican base, the people out there. What did they think about all of the theatrical events that happened in Congress trying to elect a speaker? Let's check in on them. Let's do some room temperature on them. How they feel about it. And we're not talking the ones that are just, hammered for the Republicans. They can't do anything wrong. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the others. Because they're beyond, those other ones they're just beyond repair. There's nothing we can do about them. They are who they are. Unless a miracle happens. Which, I mean, a big one. There's nothing we can do. So let's see what the general pop thinks about their Republicans right about now. I know if it happened to the Democrats, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be so upset if that's how they treated Nancy Pelosi. Wouldn't you? How dare they disrespect? That's what my whole thing. How dare you disrespect Nancy Pelosi? Dare you do that? Or Hakeem, how dare you disrespect him like that? Don't pick somebody you have to fight over, or bargaining chips just to get a vote, a mere slight majority of that. You know what I mean? Anyhow, let's see what they got. Craftsmanship. Well, that's interesting. Be honest with you, they weren't too really upset about it. Either Three of Pentacles, teamwork. They considered that whole theatrical BS teamwork. Teamwork to get a leader in. That's they considered it what we should be doing anyway. Oh my gosh. It says doing the groundwork and doing the hard work and recovery. Like, we'll recover from this. It'll be okay. Oh my gosh, I never thought that this is how they would see it. They literally see it as That's the way it should have been. I also have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So they were the discovery, the control, the power, the discipline. The Empress was the fertility. And of course, we have this one, but this card has been representing Mar-a-Lago all along. So they said, oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, they still went the way Trump wanted it. So who cares? Courage under fire. The Three of Cups. They were not upset about this. This is pretty disappointing. I thought that they would be really upset about it, but they weren't. They enjoyed it, actually. Crap. All right, so now let's look at Jack Smith. I heard that he was overseas. He's back in town. He hired a couple of more lawyers. There's a whole thing. So go look all that up on what he's been doing in the travels and him coming back. So they have the investigation. I want to check on the investigation with Trump. And then I want to see the check on the investigation with any of the members of Congress and see how far along they are with that. So let's do Congress first. Let's see if how far along they are with anybody that is in the Congress chambers, how far along they are with that. Ooh. I just got a vision of Jack Smith putting on great big huge tall boots, like in Kiss. You know how Kiss, they had the band Kiss. I don't know if you're too old or too young for that, but anyways, they had the Kiss, the band always had those really, 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 really tall boots. He just put those on. He just put those on and was walking around them. So he's getting elevated, or he's elevating his, so he's elevating his power or his research or his convictions or whatever. Everything's being elevated quickly, rising to the top of the surface. Okay, there you go. There's that. And let's see with the Congress. Now that was on the captain of Congress, so. I feel the Congress Republicans, they're nauseous. They are worried. They are worried. They're stressed out and they're nauseous. Up first, Queen of Wands, determined. Now I'm looking at the FBI, not the people in Congress, but the FBI and what they have against some of the members in Congress. And first up, I get that vigilance and that determination. So they are determined. Business, ambitious, political. They see it. Balancing truth and the source. I see the balancing and the choices and the truths and stuff like that, it's great. It's wonderful that they're trying to balance what they do and get all this stuff out. But it also makes me think that there's still a decision. There's still a choice. You know what I mean? I want more solidness. But we do have bravery. So they're getting braver. The sudden action, I like that. The card of sudden action that's coming up. They also have thrive on change. That's also another. I'm reading some of the words that are on the Knight of Swords too. maybe ignite some of my intuition that's feeling about the Knight of Swords. Every time I see the Knight of Swords, he's going into battle, right? He's running into battle. So he's not afraid. He's going. He has that brave heart, like, let's go. So that's encouraging. They have this brave heart going into the whole thing. Public recognition and victory. They really have some ambition going on. Winning. They have winning cards. But we also have calm after a difficult phase. The star. The hope and the faith. The bright prospects. So they do. That's the card I want to see when I want to see convictions and their ability to go after somebody who has criminally charged some of these people. That's the card I'm looking for, the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is that creative, that beginning, that emotional health. Like, we're going to be the adults. We're going to go after that. Steady progress, of course. Nothing that says right here, right now. Yeah. The past returning. The Six of Cups is also like childhood memories, meaning that they're bringing up all of the past memories. So they're on it. I don't see anything that says right here, right now, but they do have stuff that they're looking at. All right. Let's look at Trump. All right. So I'm going to look at three things. I'm going to look at Washington, D.C. with Jack Smith. That is his name, right? Jack Smith. And then I'm going to look at Georgia. And then I'm going to look at random lawsuits around the country and see where they're at. So I'm doing like three things. So let's do Georgia right now. I know there's something in New York, but that seems so far away. If it'll ever get there. They just keep on throwing these little tidbits of bones, like New York is actually going to go after him, and then it settles down again. All right, Georgia. Oh, first card up is heartbreak. So Georgia, the breakup, severed ties with Trump for sure. Family recognition, steady progress. King of Wands, visionary. This is weird. I get the Ten of Pentacles underneath the heartbreak, which is money, or the Nine of Cups with the Ten of Cups. Wishes fulfilled, satisfaction. So the attorney and all of that, they get satisfied. They get what they need. And then I have the King of Pentacles, which is steady progress, right? Then I get the High Priestess. Wisdom. The future unraveled. Some more information, some more that's going to leak. I get the King of Wands. That's probably the born leader. And I'm thinking that the born leader, Trump, the King of Wands, did what he did. And then in the ending, like he will never, ever, ever be able to do that again. Transformation. I get the opportunity, the prospect. So I don't see justice. Not yet. I was hoping for the card of justice, but I just see the investigation still and going on. So yeah, that's Georgia. All right, so I'm going to look at all of them except for DC. Okay, I'm going to look at everything in the United States, all of the, because there's a new one that comes up. I'll do that one singly about the mother, I think, of the officer Sicknick has put a lawsuit against him for invoking the crowd, and he's responsible for the death of her son. So I'm going to wait and do that, but I'm doing anything else around the world, how much it's coming down on him, not on the world or in the United States, excluding Georgia and Washington, D.C. and the Sicknick. So we'll do those. Steady progress. I always get steady progress. All right. Wow. Why does it take so hard? Why is it that the investigations against Trump is just ugh. I mean, I still don't get it. I get the Seven of Pentacles, that constant effort. I get the King of Wands, that visionary. Yeah, they got it. I get the heartbreak, and then I get the steady. The King of the Knight of Cups. That Knight of Cups is that proposal. Like, can we please put some oomph behind this? And I get the Four of Swords. Deal with it tomorrow. Deal with it tomorrow. I don't understand. All right. That was the rest. So now let's go to the FBI or the Sicknick one. Not Jack Smith, but the other one. The lawsuit for the wrongful death of her. I hope she wins that lawsuit. That'll be something that'll give a lot of the other people who were injured and all of that a lot of power to go after him if she wins that. So let's see. It'll set precedence. Yeah, you know the word. So let's see. Good Lord. I get heartbreak again. I don't understand. It's going to be a while. It's just going to be a while. I'm going to get out my situational cards and throw a few clarifiers on that. I mean, I get the visionary. That's her doing what she needs to do. I get the Hierophant and the Ten of Cups, which is happy recognition of the family. But I get heartbreak and then the Ace of Cups at the beginning. So it's almost like she has to fight her way through to get this to go on, to continue on. So there's some sort of stumbling block that she's going to have to get over. And judges and all of that are going to, she's going to fight the justice system to try to not go forward with it. Because I got the Four of Swords, like a timeout, like slow it down. Something's going to happen. So let me get my situations out. History, past happening. I get pressure cooker. She's going to put on the pressure. I also get the dirty little secrets. And then I get the lockdown, mental prison, and conflict as the situation happens. This is going to be kind of high profile. they want this to go away, but his karmic for President Trump, or I don't even call him a president, the one that occupied the White House for a little while. The waves of emotions are going to happen. Current status available, so maybe she does. But punish, revenge. So that is important. Writing the diary, to write a book, to write the story about it. So punishment and revenge is involved, which I don't think is revenge. I mean, I think she has every right to go after somebody who incited a mob and to the Capitol and attacked her son as a police officer who was defending the Capitol because your jerks showed up. Yeah, I think she has every right to do that. But as it is right now, they're really, 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 whoever it is, they're trying to push back and try to hide that and smash it down. So that's the current about that. So let's go to Jack. Jack Smith and his investigations. I know. I was hoping for a little bit more. Wow, look, it's gonna happen. Yeah, so I don't understand. I really don't understand. I don't get it. I don't why these things have to take they're so slow. I mean, anybody else, and it would have already been done. I guess I underestimated the power of the white supremacy in this country, to be honest with you, and the support that they have. Defending the territory, generosity. Good Lord, heartbreak comes out again. Tower. The Tower. And the Hangman. Steady progress in that. And we're going to be happy. So the heartbreak, these are really telltale signs of his investigation upon him. We have the heartbreak, the Tower, and then the Hangman, and the steady progress, and he's going to be happy at the end. Jack Smith is going to be very happy at the end of all of his investigations. And so he has constant effort and success in what he's doing. So finally, good news. Finally. Down to earth. He's going to bring them down to earth. The Emperor shows up, the authority, the structure, the promise to the American people of courage under fire. He's going to hit some hurdles as well. And I got the Chariot, moving it forward. And the Chariot, I think, in here is maybe even faster than we think. Yeah. 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 All right. Something I haven't done in a long time is take a temperature on Mr. Mar-a-Lago. And I'm going to use my haunted house deck. I haven't checked in on his emotions or what he's thinking about and stuff like that, because sometimes who cares? But I do want to know what happened or what's going on inside of him, especially after the picking of the speaker debacle. I was thinking at first it was just like theater so that they would draw the attention away from January 6th. But as I kept on watching and as it was going through, I watched all the anger, I watched them get angry. I mean, all of that. And I thought, this is more real than I anticipated it to be. So I really do think that they have some broken relationships now. Severe broken relationships between people in their caucus. And that's only going to cause major cracks in Kevin McCarthy's ability to govern his own caucus. Because, you know, the Republicans, they work out of revenge. They work out of, you know, transactional ways of doing. What are you going to give me? What do you want me to do? What are you going to give me? So those are very unstable people. So let's see. They're not very good cards for him, actually. Says he's impoverished. So what I got here is lighting the way in the middle of the night, secret agendas. This is what I want. So he probably has a deal with Kevin. There's some sort of deal, some sort of promise, some sort of something that he has met in the middle of the night with Kevin with, because he feels very satisfied, gluttony. He got what he wanted. But what we have here is the lying and the thieving and the heartbreak. So he didn't like the theatrics as much as he would have normally, because he has the deal with Kevin. And here we have it's like the Hierophant and the two. So we have the Two of Pentacles, right? The Two of Pentacles, and in this card, in this deck here, they're like little creepy children walking through a haunted house with the pentacles. That means the money is dark. The money is coming in one way, getting cleaned up, and coming out another way. So there's something in there with Kevin, and he's laundering money. Huh. That's interesting little tidbit that I just got. Somehow, some way, the laundering of the money is coming through the Republicans and through Congress and getting cleaned up. And the Hierophant shows up. Now the Hierophant showing up with the money, I think, is like a exposure. Like, you can't keep this up. We're not going to allow it. We're going to expose you. We're going to step in, like Spirit, Hierophant, importance, law, something like that. Because here's the end result with all of this, with Kevin McCarthy buddying up with Trump. This is the end result. Fire, having to back away, having to fight all of the allegations, and then they're going to become impoverished. No power, no money, no governing, no nothing. So this is his end result with Kevin McCarthy and Trump buddying up. They start off good with a nice little hey, 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 but it doesn't end well. That I'm going to enjoy. All right, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful, what is today? Sunday. So thanks, everyone.